All right, we here, y'all. Another episode of No Pump Fakes. We did the Western Conference preview last episode, or week ago. And we got an Eastern Conference preview this episode. All right, this is the last episode. Yeah, this is the last episode
preview.
though. Yeah, this is the last one we're gonna have before the actual season start. Man, let's go. Yeah. But before we do, getting the predictions and analysis, all that. I have a favor, man. Can I make a quick shout out before we get too much further in this episode? Is that fine? I'll make a quick shout out. All right.
Do your thing.
I want to make a quick shout out to the Chicago Sky, as well as Candace Parker, for winning the W chip. They took out my Connecticut Sun, which was, definitely unfortunate, but definitely shout out to her, bringing her city, her hometown, a chip. It was a great game, great series. Shout out to both teams. Obviously Diana has had one heck of a career, but it was a great W finals. Just want to shout out to Candace and the entire Chicago Sky organization.
Definitely. Both Phoenix teams lost in the finals. That's tragic. But definitely shout out Candace Parker, Chicago Sky. Candace Parker is special. Like, it can't be a GOAT conversation without mentioning Candace Parker. I know people want to talk about Diana Taurasi, even though that to me is a little bit, cool. But like Cheryl Swoops, Stephanie Cooper, if you really watch the WNBA, it's some women before Diana Taurasi, I'm sorry. But once again, can't mention the GOAT conversation without mentioning Candace Parker. She was on her LeBron James shit, went back to her city, went back to her home, brought a championship. That's special, man.
Indeed it is.
That's super special.
Indeed it is. All right, let's get into it. Eastern Conference preview. We're going to do it the same style we did with the Western Conference. Started off.
Are we doing everything today, though?
Yeah, I mean, we can breeze through this, the Eastern Conference. I mean, how, we did last time. We just talked about the, top teams for longer. And then once we get to the bottom, it's like, all right.
The poverty franchises.
All right, let's get it going.
Orlando Magic.
All right, if we're going to do that, all right, let's do it. Let's start off. Ooh, Philly. Talk to me about the Philadelphia 76ers. Have
you seen the clips that came out today with Ben Simmons? They got to trade that man. It's bad. It's bad. Ben does not want to be there. One clip I saw, he had his cell phone in his pocket. It's bad. It's kind of like I said about that James Harden situation when James Harden, he played a game with the Houston Rockets and then they got beat terrible. Then he came out and he was just like, I just don't want to be here anymore. Basically, that's what he said. And it's just like, they shut him down. It was like, yo, he's done. And then he was traded a couple days later. I give it, I want to say a couple weeks, man. I don't see it lasting a couple weeks.
To be honest with you, I still think that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid can still be one of the best young duos in this league. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still the two best players on a team that finished first in the Eastern Conference. I know they didn't, end their season the way they wanted to last year. And I know things are, there's turmoil and all that now, but talent is talent, right? And as you look ahead,
that doesn't mean enough if you're not happy. Like
this is very, very true. Very, very true.
Mean especially like, if you don't want to be there, you don't want to be there. And it's just kind of like, I hate to say it, unless Ben Simmons comes to a reckoning himself and feels like, yo, things get better, or he starts like, yo, I'm in Philly, it's a great city, and comes around, it has to come from Ben Simmons. The teams, the coaches, the teammates, they're not going to be able to pull Ben Simmons and get Ben Simmons to want to really be there. It has to come from Ben Simmons himself. And what I'm seeing right now, it ain't looking too hot.
That's a damn shame, though. Like, we're talking as if like this is like a middle school star on the best, team. Like, it has to come from, like, this is a grown multi-million-dollar individual. That's what I believe is doing something that he enjoys or loves doing. It's unfortunate that we've reached a point now where it's like you got to persuade someone to play basketball. Now, I'll say again, if I say if he's not happy, he's not happy. If he wants out, he wants out. I completely understand that. But at the same time, play the card you dealt. Play the card you dealt.
But it's also hard being in a locker room full of guys that threw you on the bus and a coach that threw you on the bus, and then this wishy-washy like, oh yeah, we love Ben, we love him, and we want him back, and this and that. It was, I couldn't tell after that series was over with. Facts. Doc Rivers was getting asked like, oh, do you think you can win a championship with Ben Simmons being your point guard? I don't know. Joel Embiid coming to the press conference talking nonsense, talking about, yo, like, I don't know what happened in the last possession. Like, that's bullshit, bro. So it's just kind of like, we got to bring that up too. Like, everybody wants to talk about what Ben is doing, but it's hard being in a locker room full of guys that you don't trust, you don't like, and you don't really want to be around. And that's just a fact.
No, you're right, because, I mean, it's definitely tough, to have that and just be looking over your shoulder every 2 seconds, not knowing what guys are saying, behind your back and everything like that. So I get it. But again, in terms of alternatives, he's back now. He's practicing, so, hey, man, earn your paycheck and do your best to win games. But all right, number 2, we got Brooklyn. Obviously, everyone's talking about the Kyrie situation, but talk to me about where you think they could finish in the regular season and just overall win the chip. As a matter of fact, I think I already know what you're going to say, but let some people say it.
You should have. Wasn't the Bucks the second seed last year? Was it Brooklyn Nets?
I'm Brooklyn Nets, unless I'm looking at something different.
The Bucks were the third seed last year? Oh, damn.
This is the 2020, I won't even say the website, I don't like to give out free clout. But what I'm looking at right now is saying, you don't want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets? You sure?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully, Kyrie Irving gets a chance to play. I'm not going to even touch on the off-court issues because it's not my concern. I just want him to play basketball. Just as a fan of the game, obviously. Again, they got 300 monster, Kyrie, James, Kevin Durant. But then let's talk bold predictions. All right, let me think of something. Which one do you think is more likely? James Harden leads the league in assists, or Kevin Durant leads the league in scoring?
Probably James Harden leads the league in assists.
That's crazy. I mean, they both could be MVP candidates. They both could be Finals MVP candidates. And this idea, right? That the
talk
Nets,
about it, yeah. Talk about it.
This idea, yeah, right. This idea of like people asking, like, can the Nets still win the NBA Finals if Kyrie Irving doesn't play?
It's ridiculous.
I understand something. Kyrie Irving is a very talented basketball player. Very talented. Yeah. No question that. But if a team has James Harden and Kevin damn Durant, why in the hell are we asking whether or not they can win it? Yep. Like, what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why are people talking about like, oh, Kyrie Irving is hurting the Brooklyn Nets' chances of winning the championship? With Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving last year, I said they should win it all. With Kevin Durant and James Harden this year, you know what? They should win it all. That was regardless. Kyrie play, that's regardless Kyrie come back. They have enough to win the championship. Like, we got to stop this like nonsense of like pretending like Kevin Durant and James Harden aren't 2 top 5 players in the game right now. They have a chance to win it all. It's no excuses. I don't want to hear it. I don't want people talking about like, oh, if Kyrie doesn't play, then they're not going to make it to the final. It's no excuses. Get it done. Get it done. You have 2 top 5 players on the same roster. Get it done.
I mean, you know how I feel about that. Get it done. Anytime you have 2, as you mentioned, 2 of the top 5 guys in the league who hopefully, again, are both healthy, get it done. They're going to miss Kyrie, I think, especially in the clutch. I mean, we know what he brings to the table, but at the same time, it ain't like, the other 2 guys are just, we got mids.
we got to stop the I saw Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook for years without James Harden for years dominate in a tough Western Conference. They going to be all right in the East.
Okay.
James Harden and Kevin Durant going to be all right in the East.
Indeed. Number 3, Milwaukee Bucks, aka the reigning champs. Do you think the Milwaukee Bucks repeat?
Your boy looking like he been working.
Oh yeah, that reminded me. I'm so glad you mentioned that. I won't throw the word bag out there because But what's going to happen, Ahmad, if Giannis wins this year's championship? I was meaning to ask you that, but now we have the platform, so we can have the dialogue right now. How you feel if Giannis wins the championship? Will that change how you?
It depends. It depends on if everybody's healthy. It depends if he goes through and beats like a full slate of teams in the playoffs where everybody's healthy, and he beats somebody in the Western Conference, that makes it to the Western Conference Finals and goes to the championship. He beats a respectable team in the championship. Like, let's say he beats the Lakers. What you gonna say? You know what I'm saying?
I'm asking you.
It's like I'm just saying, but it's like what those are. I mean, those. It's like what can people say?
No.
My thing is not.
I was gonna say, don't say people. I'm asking you because we've had this dialogue back and forth.
I mean, okay, put it like this: it's not gonna happen. But I mean, like, what I'm looking forward is the stuff that Giannis doing in the preseason Is it going to translate to the regular season? Because we know what happens sometimes. He's making his jump shots. He's shooting with confidence. All those great things. It looks like he's worked on his game. But I want to see, is he going to do it in the regular season and in the postseason consistently? Like, I don't really care about, like, I'm seeing a couple games in the preseason. I need to see it on the 82-game regular season full slate and in the playoffs where, like, when things get tight, half-court system, where you know what, where they're packing the paint, he's doing what he's doing in preseason. That's when I'll be like, yo, it's really real. It's really serious. But I can't really, that's what I'm looking for. Because if he does that consistently, it's over. It's over.
Of course. I mean, how I feel. Like I always say that. I don't really care about the games that don't count. Like I mentioned the preseason basketball, the summer league, all that. I don't, especially with guys like Giannis. Like, all right, cool. Who gives a shit? You made a pull-up jumper. It's one highlight. Who gives a shit? I just want to ask that question because now, right, because there's a new season, right, I don't want to talk about the past anymore. Like, obviously, the closeout game, all that shit. If there was anything that Giannis could do after this season with everyone healthy, if then you would feel comfortable saying, all right, he's finally in that conversation, or all right, he's finally, I can say he's the best player in the world.
If he wins this year and everybody is healthy, because I think this year he put him in the top 5 best players in the world category, him winning this year. Before that, he wasn't a top 5 player in my eyes. People thought he was best in the world. People always thought he was a top 5 player. Whatever you want to say, regardless of what you think. Me personally, I didn't think he was a top 5 player in the world until this year. He stamped that this past postseason. If he wins the championship this year and he beats, let's say, a full slate of Eastern Conference team, he beats the Brooklyn Nets, a healthy Brooklyn Nets team, and he goes out and beats, let's say the Los Angeles Lakers, maybe the Denver Nuggets. Who knows if Jamal Murray comes back healthy? It's like I can't. You can't deny it, and especially if what we see in the preseason with his jumper translate to the regular season and the postseason, because it's just like that. That's a big factor to me as well. Like, has your skill set improved? Can you operate in the half court, not just running and dunking and stuff like that? That really matters to me. Can you dominate offensively without a big just guarding you? If he got to talk about something else.
If he does that though, I'm saying I want you to fast forward to the point where you're saying that he can be
I would
in the conference. Okay.
I think he would be. I think it'd be hard to say he's not the best player in the world. I think it'd be hard to say not the best player.
Cool. I just want to make sure that's on tape. That's all. Go ahead.
All right. Before we go back to the rest of the list, it's a big man that's not getting paid, didn't get his max contract, DeAndre Ayton. Maybe that's because Giannis just dropped 50 in the closeout game on his head. All right. Maybe that's why. But at the same time, this is what I want to always point out. This is what I was telling you about the young guys like Luka Doncic, like, get your stats. Trae Young, get your stats. Because what happens, these owners, these coaches, these GMs, they come with you with the great team situation. We need you to take a sacrifice. We need your numbers to dip. We need you to winning games and rings matter. And then it comes to negotiation table and they use that shit against you because they feel like, yo, DeAndre Ayton is not a max contract type of player. But if he was averaging 22, 23, and 12 or 20 and 10 like the previous season before this last year's season, then it'd be like, damn, like we gotta sign this brother. But now they looking at DeAndre Ayton like, yo, question his value, question like his impact. And regardless if you think he's he can be a number one option on a championship caliber team. It's just like he deserves his money. But like I say, stats, the rings and all that shit, that's gravy on the top. Get your stats, get your bag, secure your money first. Because like don't let these organizations fool you because they preach loyalty, but when it really comes down to it, they're gonna use shit against you. And that's what they're doing with DeAndre Ayton.
Especially when you're young. Especially when you're young, bro. Hey, you do your best to get the ring, but hey, secure the bag. Get your stats. But yeah, I had a feeling you were going to go in that direction, but I didn't know you were going to mention the 50 on his head top. But that's, neither here nor there. He's still the number 1 pick in an overall draft. And there's been plenty of other guys in his draft class who have gotten the bag. I don't see the reason why he can't be another one added to that list.
They throwing it in his face. Oh, man. Larry Shamet just got paid. Chris Paul, 36 years old, just got paid. Mikal Bridges just got paid. It's like, damn, if I'm DeAndre Ayton, I'm sitting at home like, another year of Chris Paul telling me, man, we just got to buy in team situation. We just got to buy in. It's going to be the year, man. We got to buy in.
No, literally, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to literally buy in. Literally.
It's crazy.
Pay me.
That's what he gonna be hearing. That's what he gonna be hearing. Chris Paul said it last year. We gonna get this brother paid. He said that last year before he even played the game.
Hey, man.
He didn't get paid. And I feel bad for him, but at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, it's what it is.
Make sure my alerts is on because I think the deadline is at like 6 p.m. Eastern. So I want to make sure. All right, cool.
It's
All right, cool. All right, no, we still got some time. All right, so number 4, back to the Eastern Conference preview. The lovely team, the Big Apple, the team we know, Ahmad, that you love the most. So I'm going to let you start off with them and tread carefully because I'm noticing that our audience loves this team more than anybody. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Are we gonna give our like list of 1 through 8 after this, like for both conferences?
Yeah, we can. I'm with it.
Okay.
But once we hit the last of these playoff teams, we can breeze through the, I won't say the P word that you like to use, but we can right through those last couple.
That's fine. The New York Knicks, I'm interested to see what Kemba Walker is gonna do. I picked him on my fantasy basketball team. I think he's gonna have a great season. My only problem with the Knicks is that in preseason, we just saw Julius Randle hit a game-winning shot. That's my problem. I like Julius Randle a lot. He's a monster. He's proved that he could be the best player on a playoff team. But you're not going nowhere if you relying on Julius Randle at the end of games to be your best player and hit those key shots. I'm sorry. This may sound harsh. This may sound mean. But that ball got to be in Kemba Walker's hands. Like, you have to have a guy that can really, like, create off the dribble, get to a spot at those key moments of the game, because I love Julius Randle, but what tends to happen is when playoff situations come, things get tight. Julius Randle, as great as he's improved his game over the course of his career, gone from a bully, operating at the low post, the low level on the basketball court, to being able to do a whole bunch of things. What tends to happen is you resort back to defenses, and NBA teams make you resort back to, like, they take away your number one strength. And it's just kind of like, and sometimes as an offensive player, you resort back to what you know how to do your entire life. So it's just kind of like, that's why Kemba Walker got to be taking those shots, or Derrick Rose got to be taking those shots at the end of games. And my thing is like, I don't know, it was how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Julius hit that, that buzzer beater in the preseason. So shout out to him. But 2 things I want to address. You talked about Julius. I want to talk about Kemba. I hope he makes an All-NBA team this year. That's 1. And then number 2, I hope that, he and the Knicks can again have home court advantage, because let me tell you something. Kemba Walker being able to play in MSG with home court in the playoffs, going back to his city, would definitely be special, especially seeing how, he was treated in Boston. Then shipped off to OKC, and now, he's found hopefully a home with the Knicks. And then also RJ Barrett. Hopefully this could be the 3rd-year leap. A lot of, people talking about his defensive ability, which I think is definitely, something to take note of. I know obviously when we talk about his draft class, people just, love the Ja and Zion debate, which I get. But let's not forget RJ's like that. You know what I'm saying?
He got to take the leap.
Yeah.
I said it a couple podcasts, long podcasts ago. I was like, if he takes a leap and he becomes this player that most people think he can become, most Knicks fans are hoping that he can become, they're my dark horse sleeper to win the East. I think people always think like I just say things about the New York Knicks. They're my dark horse sleeper to reach the Eastern Conference Finals if he takes that leap. I don't know if he's going to take that leap, but so at the same time, it's just like they're also my team that's most likely to drop as well in the standings. So that's just how I feel about the New York Knicks. Let's go to number 5.
Well, go ahead.
Number 5, that was
ATL, shawty. ATL.
Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Special.
Your man's.
Special. Trae Young's going to make an all-NBA team this year. Trae Young may be, at the end of this regular season, may be considered the best point guard in the Eastern Conference, and possibly even the entire world. Talking about Ja Morant making statements, Trae Young may make that statement of feeling like, yo, not only after those 5 guys, I'm the next up, possibly feeling like, yo, I'm above some of those guys. Those Kyrie, Dame, Stephen Curry, Russ Westbrook, Chris Paul. Hey, it's time.
What would he have to do? What would he have to do? Make all NBA team?
All NBA team's gonna make an All-Star game this year. I'm saying,
like, I agree that he would, do the same, but I'm saying, like, in order for him to be in that conversation, right? If you think that he will be,
tell you something.
what do you think he would have to do in order to really?
Let me tell you something. He's in that conversation right now. I know he has to add to his resume, but he did something in his third season in the NBA that a particular player, has only done once in his entire career. So I'm not gonna say the player's name, but it's just kind of like, and this guy's being. Some people think he's the best point guard in the league after Stephen Curry. So I think he's in that conversation right now, and it is what it is. I feel that Trae Young is going to have a phenomenal year. I feel like the Hawks will have a phenomenal year. They're going to build on last year's success.
Okay, it's definitely gonna be even tougher this year because now they're on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like I think last year they flew under the radar a little bit. People didn't have high expectations for him, but now that ship has sailed. And so now to see what they can kind of do, with that. And your boy Cam Reddish, I was waiting for you to say him, but Cam Reddish, looking forward to seeing the jump that he can take.
Hopefully he gets the minutes.
Yeah,
that's the thing. We were kind of talking about that before we started recording. Like he has to get the minutes. Kevin Huerter, he just got paid. He got a 4-year, $60 million deal. It's just like, where are these minutes going to come from? They got Gallinari. They got Bogan. They got one of the Bogans. So it's just kind of like they got a lot of guys. Like, where is he going to get these minutes? That's what I'm hoping for Cam Reddish. Can he get DeAndre Hunter? Like, where can he get these minutes to really, like, showcase his talent and abilities? He's got to fight. That's basically what it is. You got to fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's still the league. So, I mean, that's a good problem to have, especially if you're Atlanta. But yeah, moving on to number 6, Miami, one of the best cities in the world. When we talk about conference, finals possibilities, I definitely think this is a team that should probably be mentioned. Their top 3 guys, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Bam, all have finals appearances. And Tyler Hero, a lot of people, still high on him. They got some pieces. You think they could do it?
Victor Oladipo, if he comes back healthy.
Yeah, hopefully he comes back healthy.
People keep forgetting, like, Victor Oladipo as well. Like, he wants to be in Miami. This is a proven year for Victor Oladipo, show that he's healthy. He comes back healthy, shows what he can do. He'll get a contract from the Miami Heat going forward in the following summer. I want to wait for my list, but the Miami Heat are special. Like,
that's fine. Yeah, all right.
Number
so
Boston Celtics.
Yeah, man.
Going forward, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. How do you feel about them? They're iffy.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, JT, obviously, you know what I'm saying? High expectations for him, but then it's like, well, then what? You know what I'm saying? You got a new coach, still got Jaylen Brown, obviously, but then it's like, all right, well, put it like this. How much longer do we sit here and say that the Celtics are the future? Like how much longer do we say like, all right, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are the future? Because we've been saying it for, and it ain't like they've been in the league for like, a decade, but like, all right now.
I think this roster also is kind of like their worst roster in a minute, to be honest. Like, I know they got Al Horford coming back. You got Marcus Smart, Dennis Schroeder. If Dennis Schroeder can be a version of himself at OKC, he has a chance to start and get the bag as well. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting with the Boston Celtics. I mean, the Boston Celtics are one of those teams is where they got a top 3 duel in the Eastern Conference, and then they got 2 young wings that are extremely talented. They basically got what the Los Angeles Clippers have with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, just younger versions of that. So it's just like figuring out the right pieces. And I kind of talked about this, is about like they got to build around Jason Tatum and figure out how you can build around Jason Tatum's strength if they want to like really make a run. Because I feel like too much of Brad Stevens' offense last year was like, you go, I go, you go, I go. So they got a new coach. We're going to see what he's about and what he can do. He's been one of the top assistants for years. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think the Boston Celtics can be anywhere for a play-in team to anywhere to a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. So it's just kind of like, but you probably can say that about most of these teams in the East.
Yeah. We're going to see. We're going to see. All right, so number 8, we got the Wizards. Obviously, they had the big, Rush trade, and now I think their team is a little bit more balanced in terms of, overall depth and things like that. You got Spencer Dinwiddie. You still got free Brad. I'm still going to say that. I know loyalty to him is extremely important. I'm dead serious. Like, that's what we really should do. The hell with the predictions. We should need to have like a starting 5 of like guys you want away from their situation. It'd probably be a backcourt of Dame, Brad, 6-man, De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, I probably got to put some time into it. But yeah, the Wizards in general, man. I mean, hopefully Brad can have another high scoring season. Outside of that, no, for real. I mean, if we're looking for things to look forward to, we've reached that level of the standings where it's like, all right, well, I hope he scores. I hope
individual
the biggest moments.
accolades.
I hope he scores 60 in one game.
Watch a league pass. Watch him get the notification.
I'll get a league pass alert of and going into the fourth, Bradley Beal has 54 points. Oh shit, that makes me want to watch a Wizards game. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's what I really want. And I guess from them.
I haven't been impressed. I haven't been moved by the Washington Wizards. I know they got a more balanced team, but I think Trez is going to have a better year because he's on a worse team. He's going to allow him to really, get more stats and showcase his talent and stuff like this. I mean, stuff like that. So that's going to be interesting. Kyle Kuzma. I'm watching Kyle Kuzma. I'm watching Wizard games specifically for Kyle Kuzma, actually, because I know what Brad's going to do. I'm watching because Kyle Kuzma, for years, has been talking about he's this, he's that. So I'm watching specifically to watch what Kyle Kuzma is going to do because he just came out and said he thinks he should be mentioned in that same category as Jason Tatum and the boys and Luka and all those. So I gotta.
Wait, are you sure it was Kyle Kuzma?
He said that. He came out and said
you positive.
I'm positive. He said that he should be still. He feels like
I heard it was Tyler Hero. I think said that.
No, Tyler Hero said something about he should be mentioned with Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, and Kyle Kuzma said he should be mentioned with Jason Tatum and them boys.
Okay,
so I'm interested to watch. I'm definitely interested in watching.
Let me say something because I didn't know that about Kyle Kuzma. All right, the Tyler Heroes of the world, the Kyle Kuzma of the world, the Ja Morants of the world, and even I think Draymond has said something like this before. I have no problem with players being confident in themselves. Okay, got no problem. I have no problem with you putting yourself in a crazy category that everyone thinks you shouldn't be in. I got no problem with that at all. Yeah. All right, but prove it. Prove it. The only reason why people are disagreeing with you ain't because they don't like you, but what people see on the court. Prove it. I root for every single NBA player, but don't just say it. Prove it. When you putting yourself into these high level categories with these type of players, I'm not mad at it. But don't go out there and average 12. Don't go out there and have, 22 one game and then 7 one game. Prove it.
And those, that one night you go bazonkers because you are an NBA player that you may get 40 and then come out the next game you get 10. That doesn't move me.
Like, come on, at all.
That doesn't move me because I keep people like, I'm going to be honest. In this era of the NBA, 40 like the new 30. I'm sorry to say it, but that's just what it is. 40 is the new 30. I didn't see PJ Washington in the Charlotte Hornets got 43 last year. I didn't see it's a couple of players that I know that like, they're NBA players. Like if an NBA player gets hot and gets minutes and gets an opportunity and he gets hot once again, damn, a lot of them can drop 40. Patrick Beverly can get hot one night and drop 40. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, I don't. No, the hell I don't. Anyway,
I'm just saying, bro.
No.
They're NBA players. They're NBA. I'm saying they're NBA players. Like sometimes, Corey Brewer was a solid NBA player his entire career. He dropped 50 one night. So you get what I'm saying? Like like anomalies happen.
Right. I'm with you.
That shit can happen.
But remember,
bro. So that's what I'm saying.
Remember the episode we had with Jalen and we was talking about Eastern Conference teams, to make it to the finals or whatever, the top teams. And I said the Wizards and both of y'all said, all right, man. Remember, that's how you reacted? That's how I'm going to react with what the hell you just said. That's how I'm going to react. Okay. So now we even. Now I understand what you're saying.
That's fine.
And now hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Number 9, the Pacers. Sabonis, man, one of the most underrated players in the league. I'll say it if no one else will. Sabonis is one of the most underrated players in the league. Maybe it's because he's in Indiana. I don't know. But hey, man.
Or he's just not a. He's a good player. Puts up great numbers. Got a smooth game. Very old school. He got an old school game, but also very kind of hybrid game as well. Like, hope he can continue to develop his skill set where he can become more skilled, like maybe a Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid or maybe Anthony Davis. If he keeps working on his game, even though he kind of operates on the low level in the basketball court. But yeah, he's smooth. He's smooth with it. But it's just like he can be a best player on a playoff team.
Yeah, not matter.
But it's just kind of like you put him on a championship caliber team, he's probably better at being your third option on the team, like a Kevin Love. That's how we kind of look at Sabonis. And like Kevin Love was putting on those monsters numbers with Minnesota years and years. Sabonis not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Love had to go be a
But
third option on championship captain.
That was tough to do, like what Kevin Love was doing.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think people realize how many rebounds he was averaging.
It's crazy. Like Kevin Love was on one. Like he was special. And then he gets on the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's a third option on a championship caliber team. That's the same thing I'm saying about Sabonis. And Sabonis, his ceiling is not as high as Kevin Love was when he was playing with Minnesota. So that's what I'm saying. He's a good player. He can make all-star team here and there. But that's about it. Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to number 10. You know, everyone loves LaMelo Ball. You know, coming off on his first
fun
season
team
in the
to
league.
watch.
Yeah, fun team to watch. They got my man Book Knight. Shout out to UConn. But yeah, I mean, they got a lot of exciting guys on the roster. They even got Kelly Oubre now. I mean, you mentioned PJ Washington. You know, you think they're going to make another playing game or
playing? They can be in that 7 to 10 range. That's about it.
Man,
Gordon Hayward,
not too crazy, you know.
Hopefully, Gordon Hayward can stay healthy. I mean, that's about it for Charlotte. I think one of the most exciting teams to watch. You want to watch them play because you want to see LaMelo, what he's going to do. I love the way LaMelo Ball runs the offense. One of the best. By the end of the year, I feel like he's going to be a top 5 offensive talent when we talk about 25 years and younger. That's my expectations for LaMelo Ball. He's special. So it's going to be a great, fun team to watch. But that's about it.
Indeed. All right, moving on. Chicago Bulls, you know, one of the best off seasons in the entire league. You know, obviously you got, you know, DeMar, Zoe, Caruso, still got Zach, still got Vucevic. Talk to me about Chicago.
Dangerous team. Taking a leap, a big leap. They're a dangerous team this year. It's going to be one of those teams where they have the right pieces. They have a group of guys that can fit very well together. People are a little worried about Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, but DeMar DeRozan is unselfish. DeMar DeRozan went to the San Antonio Spurs. He was averaging 25 and 5 for years. He developed a well-rounded game, but he's still a guy that can, go get you a bucket when you need to. Zach LaVine, we know what he's about. It's make or break year for the Chicago Bulls. They better be better because Zach LaVine, if they don't be better, Zach LaVine is an unrestricted free agent. So it's just kind of like they gotta be better. This is a make or break year for the Chicago Bulls. Like, get to the playoffs. You don't even got to win a series, but like get to the playoffs and show that you're a competent basketball team, and you're probably gonna re-up Zach we'll have a better chance of re-signing Zach LaVine for a long-term contract.
Yeah. And I mean, Chicago has 3 all-star caliber players, you know, and Vucevic, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. So, to me, anything less than the playoffs, to keep it stacked with you, is a failure. Like, you know, I know people want to talk about chemistry and will it work and all this and that, but you got 3 all-star kind of players, get it done. You know, and I'm not even just talking about in terms of going to the championship, just make the playoffs.
Yeah, they can be high.
They're
going to even be a playing team, or they can be as high as the 3rd seed. That's their potential. Like they can be special. They can take a leap like the Phoenix Suns did. They can be like the Phoenix Suns of the Eastern Conference. They can take that leap. I don't know if they're going to, but I'm saying that can be their ultimate ceiling.
Okay. And moving on, we got 4 teams left, and I'm not gonna lie to you, we can definitely, you know,
name them.
Hit the speed brakes on these one. Hit the speed on our Toronto Raptors. I might not have anything to say on them. Not gonna lie to you.
Scotty Barnes, I'm eager to see what he's going to do this year. Pascal Siakam, hopefully he comes back healthy. Fred VanVleet, hard worker. If Fred VanVleet if Fred VanVleet is your best basketball player on your team, that's, I like Fred VanVleet a lot, but it's just like last year he was looking like their best basketball player on that team. So it's just kind of like, Pascal, step it up. Like it was a point in time where I was saying like, skill-wise, I was saying Pascal is more skilled than Giannis because he can put the ball on the floor, he can shoot the 3. But Jesus Christ, like he's disappointed. He has disappointed me these past couple years. Like it's bad. That's one of those takes.
Man.
That's why we always talk. That's why you always say things like, just because a player is more skilled, that does not make him a better player. You always say that, and I always say that too as well. But at the same time, it's just like that's what we can always have to put. We can't put so much emphasis on a player just being skilled, because just because they skilled, like overall impact and dominance still matters. So get it done, Pascal.
Man, I almost just said cut to commercial when you said that just now. But man, I remember the comparisons to Paul George. I remember that. Yeah, Pascal.
I remember Cass was saying he was better than Paul George. I was
and Jason Tatum. I remember where there was like a legit conversation, those little bench ones, start one, cut ones, all that shit. Yeah, it was those three. What the hell are we doing?
I was never that. I remember people saying
Paul George. Paul George.
Actually, I think Kendrick Perkins, who we just had on last night, I think he said he would rather have Pascal Siakam over Paul George when Siakam had was having them crazy numbers and stuff.
Paul damn George. I can understand the Jason Tatum thing just because of at the time, right, the age. And I know Tatum wasn't really on the scene just yet. You feel me? So I still would have taken Tatum, but what in the hell? Anyway, all right, that just got me mad. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Paul George is one of the most disrespected superstars.
Hate to see
maybe
it,
all
bro.
time, bro. Maybe all time. One of the most disrespected superstars of all time, man. It's crazy how people. But that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Evan Mobley is special. People talk about Jalen Green, talk about Cade Cunningham. This brother is special. You probably won't see it this year or the second year, but he's one of those guys like, when he develops, kind of like you say about James Wiseman. He's not ready right now, but in the future, when you got to give sometimes a big man time, it's going to be special. Same thing with Evan Mobley. Has a potential he's a Chris Bosh disciple, has a potential to guard 1 through 5 on the basketball court. I'm not worried about the offense because he's going to find his way on that side. But defensively, that's his potential, man. He's special. And he can pass the ball. He's a special young talent.
You talking about the front court? So, a front court player, I'll say. So I'm gonna talk about the back court.
Yeah.
Pay Colin Sexton. That's my message to the damn Cleveland Cavaliers. Pay Colin Sexton. What the hell?
Yeah.
Should be thankful he wants to stay. Like, what are we doing? Pay Colin Sexton. You talked about DeAndre Ayton. Pay Colin Sexton. The two guys who are out there hooping of that draft class are still the ones that's not getting paid. Pay that man. Please, because there's plenty of teams that would love to have him on their roster. All right, now he is too young for me to start the free Colin Sexton chance, but I will start it if I have to. But pay Colin Sexton.
And the reason, and it's crazy because like Colin Sexton is a two-way bully, defensively, offensively. He can score every level. He may not be super great at one thing on the basketball court. And maybe that's why people feel the way they feel about Colin Sexton. But he's still a 20-point performer, averaging close to like 47% for the field, averaging close to shooting 30% for the three-point. Like he's a stud. Like, pay the man, like you said. Pay the man. But I think the problem with the Cleveland Cavaliers is like they got Darius Garland, they got Colin Sexton. And it's just kind of like that's a very small backcourt. So it's just kind of like, maybe they feel like eventually we have to get rid of one of these guys. Maybe
so you're going to get rid of the one that scores 24 points a game? What the hell are we doing?
I don't know, man.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about, bro. This is what I'm talking about. A guy gives you 24 points a game, and you're thinking, I don't know if we should keep him.
It's the narratives, bro.
What are we doing?
It's his perception around the league. We talked about it. He has that Monte Ellis perception. I hate to say it. He's probably going to have that his entire career. Like, damn, Monte Ellis, he's a small guard. He's 6'3". He's really a 2 guard. He's like, he's averaging 20 points, this and that. But is he having a big impact on winning? That's what people look at Colin Sexton. They shouldn't.
Well, you know what?
Because the Cleveland Cavaliers are trash.
Yeah, but I say, what do you want him to do?
How you look at that one player and say like how he should have one young player and say, does he have an impact on winning? Damn, look at the whole roster. It's like, come on now, bro. It's crazy.
I think they are building, a solid core. I guess you got Darius, Colin, and Evan. But still, like
Larry Markkinen as well.
Well, I was gonna stop at those three, but yes, him too.
He's just been hurt, bro. He's solid. He's just been hurt.
He's definitely solid. All right. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these teams. So number 14, Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Woo! How many more guards they want?
Poverty franchise. Jalen Suggs is going to show out. He got the opportunity. In a minute, he gonna show out. He gonna have some stats, some numbers.
We talked about him possibly being in that Roy conversation, and if he can kind of jump into it. But I mean, first things first, definitely rooting for Kel. Definitely always rooting for Markel. Cole Anthony, Wendell just signed that contract. Shout out to him.
What was it? 4-year, $50 million deal.
Yeah, it's
starting
you know,
Mo Bamba was looking pretty decent.
People getting, you know, their money, but I don't know what difference. No shade, but what, you know. But I just want to know what Orlando's plan is. I think right now they're in a youth movement, of course, very similar to Cleveland, but I feel like they've been that way for a while.
Jonathan Isaac's supposed to come back this year.
Defensively, he's up there. But yeah, I mean, all right.
Too many guards. They need to make a move. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
It's RJ Hampton as well.
It's just one of those places where, like, we talk about, like, damn, like nobody really coming to, like, it's like you think of Florida, you think of Miami. Ain't nobody. Yeah, but Orlando's a fit.
But you know what though, Orlando isn't like a bad city or like a bad place. Like, you say it's a poverty franchise. Orlando has RJ Hampton. I mean, they got some. It's a youth movement down there, but I just want to know what their overall goal and objective is.
Who knows? They just need a. I don't know what they need.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
maybe a star comes there, takes a chance.
You know what they need. Oh, that's what I was saying. It's not like Orlando is a bad city or is a terrible place to be. Like, I don't consider them to be like a bad franchise. Like, it's not. They're just. I don't know. Stale. Like, it's, you know, they're just there.
They're not sexy. It's just like,
they're just one of the 30 teams.
It's like I said. It's like we look at Florida. Like, you going to play. It's either you. It's sometimes it's difficult to have more than one NBA team in the same like state. Look at Florida. Like, nobody going to Orlando. We want to go to Miami. You look at the San Antonio. You look at the Texas. Like, nobody going to San Antonio. We want to go to Houston. We probably want to go to Dallas, then San Antonio. So maybe that's the factor when we talk about why they can't get free agents and small market teams and stuff like that. Because even Orlando is in Florida, they're still considered a small market team. So
that's very fair. But you know, for the record, there's definitely more cities out there that might be a little bit worse.
A whole lot
for lack of a word. I won't say them, but anyway. Number 15, last but definitely not least, the team with the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, the Detroit Pistons. Damn, they finished 15th. Shit. What are your expectations for Cade, Mr. Cunningham?
Competing for the Rookie of the Year award, probably averaging 15, 17, 5 and 5, probably. Well-rounded game. I mean, that's about it. Jeremy Grant's going to do what Jeremy Grant does. I think I'm interested to see if Jeremy Grant's like season last year with Detroit Pistons, like sometimes guys puts up stats, but I'm going to be watching, like, has he gotten better, like creating off the dribble, like moves and stuff like that, like coming off screens, pin downs. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to watching the Detroit Pistons to see, like, is Jeremy Grant just putting up these empty stats? Like some people used like to argue for Trae Young, real superstars. But that's what I'm kind of interested to see what Jeremy Grant's going to do. And Cade Cunningham, like I said, 17, 5 and 5, 15, 5 and 5, compete for the Rookie of the Year. That's about it.
Who knows? He might bring him to the playoffs.
No,
or at least a play-in. I mean, think about it. You don't think they can make at least a 10 seed?
No, they got,
because you just got to think of it this way, right? Are there 5 teams that they can be better than? I'm looking at the standing right now. I think so.
Who? Not Charlotte. Not the Cavs.
Magic, Cavs, Raptors. All right, that's 3.
Not the Raptors.
It gets a little spooky after that, but I mean, you know,
that's what I'm saying. That's not the Raptors. Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to be competing for, you know, that freshman that's in Gonzaga. Can he get the lottery pick?
And you can't get back-to-back number 1 overall picks. That's not.
You never know.
All right, but there you have it. There's our Eastern Conference preview, 1 through 15. We already did the Western Conference a couple episodes back, so go check that out. You say you want to run through some awards?
I want to run through some awards. I also want to run through. I want to get on record the rest of the conference, like your positions of 1 through 8.
Oh, you don't got to worry about me. I'll say
it. And I want to run through some awards. So these are awards I want you to think about. I'm going to name them: MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Rookie of the Year.
Oh,
Offensive Player of the Year. These awards I added. Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Defensive Anchor of the Year. Most Improved Player of the Year. Upcoming Star and Coach of the Year.
Well, so damn, you text me that. What the shit? God damn. I got to fill out a whole ballot. Damn. You said the first three. I'm like, all right, cool, I got you. Then you said like 12 more.
Oh my God.
Shit.
He said Texas.
It might be harder to remember those. All right, so let's go one by one. All right, you know what? Matter of fact,
we could go 1 through 8 first of each thing, and I can text you.
Yeah, let's baby step. Let's crawl before we walk. Let's crawl before we walk.
I'm gonna get you right.
Let's
throw it in. I'm gonna get you.
No, because I mean, when you said awards, man, I wasn't hoping to hear the tradition of who's your MVP.
And I gave you, and I knew you was gonna. I knew your little face was gonna make you make that face. So I'm like, all right, let's give you something little spicy. Right. Yeah, that's how we do it.
I think it's some awards while we go through these. No. Right. I heard the rest, the defensive anchor and the offensive player of the years and stuff. I heard them. Defensive, I think you said rookie of the year, which I don't even know why we asking that. It's pretty obvious. Or I won't say what it is yet. I won't say what it is yet.
What you mean?
I won't say what it is yet.
It ain't pretty obvious.
To me, it is. I won't say who it is just yet. But I won't say who it is just yet because we're not about to start off with rookie of the year as the I do that.
Let's get it. All right, 1 through 8 in the West. Go ahead.
The West. All right, hold on. Let me pull up the teams. All right. So again, your question is, who do I think is finishing 1 through 8 during the regular season in the Western Conference?
Yes,
right?
regular season.
Right. Regular season, not champions. Right? Who gives a shit? Anyway, all right. Let me pull this up. Let me slide zoom to the right. All right, number one.
You can pick a champion too.
Oh, my champion are the Los Angeles Lakers. we can knock that out the way right now. I don't give a damn. Listen, I don't give a damn what seed they're going to be. 1, 7th. I don't give a damn if they're 10th. Keep it a stack with you. My pick for champions are the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, so just so that's out the way. Yeah. Number one. Number one. You know what's funny, bro? I think I might go with the Jazz again. I think I might go with the Jazz again. I mean,
I'm not mad at it.
When we talk about, I hate to say it, but regular season teams, right? They don't have any crazy injuries. It's the same as that team really from last year, right? Their best player is going to play damn near as much as he can. I don't see too much difference. Number two, and obviously, it's based off health, but number two, I'm going to say LA, the Lakers. I think with them adding Russ, a guy who's been pretty, healthy, generally speaking, and always willing to play every game, in terms of his overall regular season career. He's going to show out. I've had folks hit me up talking about he might be a possible MVP candidate. I think, again, that's tough playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis, but I got them at number two, number three. And do you want to go like back and forth, or do you just want me to go through my 8?
You could go. Well, we can go back and forth. See, we might as well. That's fine.
All right, so far, I got Jazz and Lakers.
Okay, you got Jazz and Lakers. I got the Phoenix Suns as my number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and then I got the Jazz as my number 2 seed in the Western Conference. It's very important. I feel these two teams are gonna probably go the hardest to get that number 1 seed because whoever doesn't get it got to play the Lakers in the second round. That's just what it is. So Phoenix at number 1, Utah Jazz at number 2. Who you got for number 3?
Number 3, I'm gonna go. Jamal's injured, Kawhi's injured. That three could really be a toss up. But you know what? I want to get spicy. Let's go, Luka. Let's go, Luka and the Mavs. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wow.
Let's do it. Let's put the Mavs at 3. Why not? Why not? Luka and the Mavs at 3. And you already know, if the Mavs finish 3, that boy gonna be in a conversation for MVP.
No, ain't no conversation. You can write it in.
No, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted because if the Lakers finish 1 or 2, do not be surprised if LeBron James is in that conversation.
Man,
the media might love Luka, but hey, it's still LeBron damn James. So
number 3, I got the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay,
the Los Angeles Lakers. I think they won't be lower than the 3rd seed if everybody's healthy. I think they're going to probably take some time to gel, figure some things out. But the 3rd seed just seems like the right seed for the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 4, I got the Denver Nuggets. Jokic, MVP. I just expect him to be a top 4 seed. He's just a winner. He's just you know what I'm saying? He's just a guy that's a winner. Like, we talk about guys that people want to make excuses for, and like we talk about, I feel like Joel Embiid is a better center than Nikola Jokic is a better overall player. But Nikola Jokic is a dog. He's a winner. Like, it's just something about certain guys. It's just like, yo, no matter if they got a worse skill set, not the better players. It's like Giannis. Like, all that skill shit don't really matter. Some guys are just dogs. You know what I'm saying? Some guys are just true alphas. And Nikola Jokic is an alpha. Like, don't get it confused. Like, he's a dog. So I got him at the 4th seed. Who you got?
I'm not mad at it. Second round pick, turn MVP. Love the story. I got the Suns.
Okay.
You know, obviously, you know, they represent the Western Conference this past year in the finals. I think, you know, they're gonna have something to prove. And I don't think that the DeAndre Ayton is gonna have the situation is gonna have too much of an effect on how they play on the court.
Yeah.
But I mean, with you still got your top 3 guys returning. You know, you still got Mikal Bridges, who just signed his contract, returning. But you know, hey, I picked the Mavs ahead of the Sun just because, you know, it would be interesting to see if Luke and the Mavs get there, the MVP conversation, and now questioning whether or not this is the year where Luka is really in a position to like hunt that, you know, home court advantage, if you will. So yeah, I got the Suns at 4. Number 5, I feel like getting crazy. I really do. I'm gonna say the Portland Trailblazers. I'm going to say the Portland Trailblazers at 5. I think Dame gets pissed off. I think CJ gets pissed off. I think both of them say, you know what, all right, this is our year where, you know what I'm saying, there's been a lot of talk, people talking about, you know, we can't get it done together, this and that. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got 2 guys who can give you 30 on any given night. You know, obviously, you know, they got a new head coach, and Chauncey, you know, didn't really make the best off-season additions, but we'll leave that for later. But yeah, I go with Portland at 5. Let's go.
Hold up. I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm sorry. I was doing something. I was doing something on my phone. Did you say the Portland Trailblazers at 5? The Portland Trailblazers who got Ben McLemore as their key addition to help Damian Lillard, who was saying that he wanted out?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I don't know what you smoking.
Yes, sir.
You smoking something crazy.
Yes, sir.
That ain't happened. Fifth seed. Let me tell you something. We're going to get the free Damian Lillard t-shirts out early this season.
Get your merch. That's what I'm going to. Yeah, we got to get some No Pump Fakes merch.
Because after the first 2 weeks of the season, the Portland Trailblazers is going to be so damn low in the seeding. And Damian Lillard going to be like, yo, I need to get the help out this year. So just get ready for it. That team is
who do you have in number 5?
Fifth seed. I got the Los Angeles Clippers. I got Paul George. Got the best coach in the game, Tyronn Lue, Terrence Mann. He was special in the playoffs. Reggie Jackson has emerged, found himself, found the youth. I mean, yeah, I think this is they're still a solid team. I don't see them being below 5.
Okay, well, I do. I got them at 6. I got the Clippers at 6. No Kawhi is definitely gonna hurt. Shout out to Paul George. Like I said, I'm glad he was able to, return to the player that we all know he can be. Still got Reggie Jackson and things like that. So, I got the Clippers at 6.
I got the Dallas Mavericks at 6. I got the Dallas Mavericks at 6, and it's crazy because I wanted to put the Dallas Mavericks at 3rd. I think they could be as high as 3rd and probably be as low as the 6th seed. It's crazy because I feel that this is a big year for the duo of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is first year since Kristaps Porzingis hasn't rehabbed. He spent his offseason. He was, working on his game, actually. That's a big deal. Like, you can go into a season where you're not rehabbing. You get to just actually add tools to your game. That's a big deal. So I think if he can stay healthy and if Jason Kidd can run a offense that can get him more involved, high post-ups, pick and roll with Luka, coming off pin downs, curls, from the low block angle, all those great things. If he can do that, I think we're going to see people realize how talented Porzingis is, because Kevin Durant just came out, I think a month ago, when he was talking about guys that he loves to watch. And guess who was on that list? Kristaps Porzingis. So it's just kind of like, He's talented.
Who would have thought?
I would have thought. I'm telling you, he's talented, man. Like people, he just injuries. So that's my team at number 6. Number 7, Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State. I mean, I don't play-in team. I think they're gonna make the playoffs. Klay Thompson not coming back to December. Stephen Curry going for 40 in the preseason. Damn, it's like if that's what he gotta do in the preseason, I'm sweating bullets. I'm nervous already. If he dropping 40 in the preseason, like damn, he you know, anytime somebody dropping 40 in the preseason, meaning they tuning up to get ready to do what they gotta do in the regular season too. He must be looking around like, damn, I got to do this. I got to get myself ready.
Yeah, bro.
a couple games.
I'm looking at Instagram. I'm looking at Instagram highlights, seeing tweets, seeing comments. Like, oh, Steph just went out for 40. I'm like, 40 in October? What the hell? Why? We celebrate. Go sit out. Wait, you know, anytime brother dropped 40, regardless of the game, congrats. Right, so kudos.
I'm assuming you got them at number 7 as well.
No, hell no. I just told you had 40 in the preseason game. I'm not about saying this yet. Some people think that's a good thing. I don't.
Oh, I don't either. I don't either.
It might be entertaining, but like,
I don't either. Like, damn,
what the hell are we doing?
If LeBron James dropped a 40 in the preseason game, I'm looking like, what the hell going on?
Why?
Why are you playing that amount of minutes to go crazy for 40? It's crazy.
So I got the Nuggets. I still haven't said them yet. Obviously, you know. Wow. Yeah, I know. The Nuggets. With Jamal being out, I think definitely, obviously, you know, hurts him. I do like, you know, their system and the way they play team ball. Obviously, you know, you have MVP, but hopefully MPJ can step up and be that consistent number 2 option. I think he will. You know, but yeah, I have them at number 7 off the strength of the fact that they still have an MVP candidate. And at number 8, I'm going to go with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Jesus, you don't have the Warriors?
I think
lower than them. Wow.
I think, you know, B.I. and Zion, it's time, man. It's time, like dead ass. Zion
out. He already out.
Well, I know. I'm saying, okay, well, yeah, I mean, Jesus. Well, Klay is out too. And you got the Warriors at 7, so we're even.
But Klay, they still got Stephen Curry. Like, come on now, Zion is a big. Like, I love Brandon Ingram, but they need Zion as well. That's 8th. Zion may not be back until the middle of November, maybe. Like, okay, well, they could be Theus. They could be like 3 and 14.
Well, I said what I already gotta say. I'm not pump faking. The shot has been up. The shot has been up. Ain't no replays. Ain't no redos.
8th seed. I wanted to go with Damian Lillard, and this is just our 1 through 8th. So that means the Portland Trailblazers can still make the playoffs in a play-in situation. I want to go to 8th seed out of respect for Damian Lillard. But after this all season, I have no faith in the Portland Trailblazers. And I just be like, damn, like I can't even put them in my top 8, even if they go to the playoffs. I hope they go to the playoffs for Dame's sake, for him to justify wanting to stay one more year. I got the Timberwolves. I think this is a big year. 8th seed. I think it's a big year. I think Cat.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, underrated big 3. You know, they got Beasley. They got some pieces. They got some lot of young talent. I think they get the 8th seed. I think this is the year. I think this is the year.
Wow. Well, it better be.
I think this is the year.
We've been waiting a long time, and I'm not even from Minnesota.
No, Eastern Conference. We gotta get it rocking. Eastern Conference.
Let's go.
Number one. I'm going with the defending champs back to back.
Oh, word?
I'm going back to back.
Oh, word?
Back to back.
Shit.
Back to back like Drizzy. Bucks.
Oh, wow.
I got the Bucks, number 1 seed. I expect Giannis to continue to work on his game. Chris Middleton, we know what he's about. We know what Chris Middleton is about. Drew Holiday, we know what he's about. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be the number 1 team in the East. I expect them to be the number 1 team come playoff time.
Wow. I agree with you, but wow. That's
I agree with you, but wow.
Hey, no. I'm saying why because I'm surprised to hear you say that over your beloved Brooklyn Nets. Oh, my goodness. Wait, I just realized, too, to cap off the Western Conference, who do you think is going to represent the West? Who do you think is going to win?
if everybody's healthy, Los Angeles Lakers is coming out the West.
Okay. Just want to make sure that's on record. But yes. All right. So Eastern Conference, number one, I got Milwaukee. They're the reigning champs. I don't think they'll have guys rest. I don't think Giannis is going to, be about that life. He's going to play. Again, going off of obviously if they remain healthy, they have the chemistry. I think they're hungry. They still have something to prove. I think, though, to be very, very honest with you, a key piece that they lost that
talk about it
is PJ Tucker. Do not sleep on the fact that they lost out on PJ Tucker. They still have Giannis. They still have Chris Middleton. They still have Drew Holiday. But they are going to miss PJ Tucker. And I think they know that. Right? They still can win it, don't get me wrong. But they're going to miss out on them not having PJ Tucker.
And you know why they're going to miss out on not having PJ Tucker? Because they were sending 3 different bodies at Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant was still giving them 40 because he's just that damn good.
But I think that's important, though. I think that's important.
That's very important. When you're an offensive player and you know that you got 3 guys that you got to mentally prepare for. So PJ Tucker's going to be he's a physical defender. He's going to get all up in you. Chris Middleton, he's long. Drew Holiday, quick feet, snout defender. Like you breaking him off the dribble, you're not going to move him out the way. So it's just kind of like losing PJ Tucker going to Miami. That means somebody got another defensive player you got to actually guard maybe.
Oh God,
he got to actually guard maybe. And we know he's a rim protector.
Yeah, but defense. For me, that's a perfect segment going into number 2. For me, I have the Brooklyn Nets, and also I say that because that just goes to show you how great of a scorer Kevin Durant is. Like it's not just like it's 3 different players, being thrown at Kevin Durant. You mentioned they all bring different pieces in terms of the way they defend Kevin, and he still, saying, is able to score.
Best player in the world.
I got them at 2 with or without Kyrie, y'all. KD, James Harden, anytime you got those 2 guys, you have an amazing chance of winning basketball games. So I got them at number 2, and to me, those 2 teams, it shouldn't even be a question, right? Whether you got a different order, fine, but it ain't even a question as to, anyone else should be in there, especially right now. You got Brooklyn at 2?
Of course. It's James Harden, Kevin Durant, with or without Kyrie. Number 2.
And who got 3?
The Atlanta Hawks. Number 3, Atlanta Hawks. I think they're going to build on their success in the playoffs last year. Trae Young is here. Trae Young is special. They got a lot of great pieces. I think Cam Reddish is going to take the step. I hope he gets enough minutes to take that step. Clint Capella can rim protect, can block shots, and get rebounds. They got guys that can defend and kind of like hide Trae Young when it matters the most as well. And it's just like, I think the Atlanta Hawks are very serious. And they got John Collins, that pick and roll with Trae and John Collins is also very special. And it's just like, they got a lot of guys that's like, that just play hard. And they're not afraid in the moment. And it helps when you have your captain not afraid in the moment either. So that's why I think they're number 3. And also, before we let you go, Trae Young, he kind of reminds me of Isaiah Thomas, man. From the Detroit Pistons, a legend. Like, certain guys just leading your offense, like, you just want to fight with them. And that's what I get with Trae Young. So that's how I feel about the Atlanta Hawks. Number 3.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I saw Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons legend, tweet out like he was like the top 50 player. He's the only top 50 player, I think, to win like back-to-back championships without another top 50.
And that's cap. But
shout out to Kobe Bryant. Yeah. But anyway.
That's cap.
But
he's right. He's one of them.
He's
only 2. I think it may be him and Kobe. Right, I know damn sure Kobe on there.
Of course, but just using the word only is, Anyway.
We saw Kobe.
Number 3. Miami. That's what I'm going with. I think the addition of Kyle Lowry is going to help that team out tremendously. And PJ Tucker as well. Because those are 2 dogs, right? Those are 2 guys who have been in this league not just because of their talent and skill, but their playing style, right? And that just goes hand in hand with that Miami Heat culture. You know what I'm saying? And then to match that, you already have Jimmy, right? And we know his story in terms of what he's had to battle and overcome to reach this point in his career. So now you got those guys, and his veteran leadership too. So I'm going to go with Miami at 3. Number 4, I'm going to be right there with you. I'm not going to say Atlanta just yet. I'm going to go Philly. And obviously it's still up in the air about the Ben Simmons situation, but they still have an MVP candidate. They were still the number 1 overall seed in the conference. So I can't, just drop them off too far. Now I'm not going to say I feel like Brooklyn can be the number 2 seed with or without Kyrie. But my answer with Philly is based off the Ben Simmons, saga. Like that hit, whether he plays or not, that does have a factor. But I got them at 4 for now.
That's fine. Number 4, I got the Miami Heat. Everything you said was locked on. The key is not PJ Tucker and Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry, because we know what they're going to do. We know what PJ Tucker is going to do defensively, hit threes in the corner. We know Jimmy Butler has an all-around game. We know Kyle Lowry. We know what he's going to do. He's proven in the playoffs where it's mattered the most, at the highest level, NBA Finals game. Game 6, people talk about he came out, was 4 for 4 for 3 right off the bat. I'm here. I'm not scared in the moment. So, Bam is the biggest question mark of, can this team be just a first round exit, or can this team make it to the finals? Sometimes I don't know if he's a center, but sometimes I don't know if he's a center. Sometimes he plays it's the reason why Jimmy Butler was kind of cursing at him, making comments post game talking about, we need him to be more aggressive. We need sometimes he's super dominant. He can dunk on anybody, but sometimes he got a finesse game too. He want to be a point center. So it's just that's that situation with the Miami Heat. Can Bam take his game to the next level? If he takes his game to the next level, the Miami Heat are going to be a dangerous, dangerous team.
Yeah, but I mean, you talk about him taking his game to the next level, but I think, though, to be honest,
being aggressive,
right. But I'm saying, though, I think the addition of Kyle Lowry and PJ are going to help with that. In terms of you got 2 aggressive guys that, in terms of talent and skill, right? I think Bam's game is based off talent and skill, where those 2 other guys is based off hard work and being dogs and grit and grind and all of that. And so I think they're going to bring that out of Bam, just like Jimmy Butler, right? As talented as Jimmy is, he still had to fight his way in this league. And
Tyler Hero as well. This is, I'm gonna save my predict, but Tyler Hero is gonna be here this year. He's gonna be here this year.
Okay, who you got at 5? Who you got 5?
Sixers. I think I can't drop them outside the top 5. I was having a hard time dropping them past 4, but I don't know what's gonna happen with this saga. But even if something happens, I think Joel Embiid would still be good enough to get them a top 5 seed. He has to be, but can he stay healthy? That's the thing. We don't know. So number 5 for the Sixers.
Yeah, 5 I got Chicago. Again, we already talked about offseason additions, and I was on the verge of low-key putting them higher, and they might be, again, depending on the Ben Simmons situation. But as long as they can continue to have good chemistry. I did like what I saw in the preseason, but again, I'm not going to let that sell me in terms of that being the end-all be-all. But I got them at 5. It's going to be a big year for Zach LaVine and that entire team, though. To be honest with you, I got them at 5.
Yeah, number 6, Chicago Bulls. So we kind of neck and neck on the Eastern Conference. Chicago Bulls, number 6. I said they can be as high as the 3rd seed and have a Phoenix Sun type of year, but I think like you said, I was kind of impressed with them in preseason, but still can't take too much out of preseason. I like their core. They got a lot of all-star caliber guards. Even Lonzo Ball has the potential to be an all-star caliber guard someday. So who knows? I think they can. Probably 6th seed is probably fits them, but they can be as high as the 3rd seed. Number 7, who you got?
No, I'm at number 6. I'm at 6.
Number 6.
Yep. 6, I got Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
Just, obviously we saw what they did in last year's postseason. Just hopefully they can kind of keep it up throughout the course of the regular season. Obviously Trey needs to be in the damn All-Star game. Hopefully he makes an All-NBA team. And, I think the duo of him and John Collins, as you always say, is special. And so, yeah, man, I really do like what Atlanta has moving forward, too. Not even just with this season, but the youth movement that they have. They're talented. And honestly, the thing I like about them is that I think down there they feel like their time is now. I don't think they're waiting. I don't think they're saying, all right, we gonna wait till Giannis and KD. They want it now. Now I don't think they'll get it now. You feel me?
Don't
But
matter,
the fact, right,
they
the
not
fact that
scared.
they want it now, exactly. So that's 6. Number 7, I got the team that they faced in the first round, the New York Knicks. They had home court last year. They added Kimba, and I know it's very weird to hear that a team that finished the year with home court advantage that upgraded right now is going to move down the standings.
The East just got better.
Right, and and I was just getting ready to say that's the only reason why.
Yeah.
That's what I want Knicks fan to understand. It's not that I think that they got worse. In fact, I think it was the exact opposite. It's just that the East, when you look at it, they got better. Right, they got better. Outside of maybe if you want to play the Sixers card, but there was already a gap standings wise between the Sixers and the Hawks. So that's why I got them there.
So number 7, I got the Boston Celtics. I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, as long as they're healthy, they're going to make the playoffs and be in the playoffs no matter what. But my thing is, we kind of talked about it earlier. They really didn't get better. They didn't get worse. It's just kind of like, It's just, I guess they're putting all their eggs in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, as they should, because like I said, after Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they're basically a younger version of that. So it's just kind of like, I can't be mad at them. So it's just kind of like those two are enough. They're enough. They should be a 7 seed. They can be as low as a 7 seed or as high as a top 4 seed. Those 2 players are enough, so we're going to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why I have finished on my top 8.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Celtics. I mean, for literally the exact reason that you just named.
Yeah.
You got 2 talented young wings. You added Dennis Schroeder. You still got a top defensive guy, Marcus Smart, the heart and soul of that team. But that's still playing territory. But I mean, again, when you look at the team that's ahead of them, it's almost like it's no shade or hate towards the Celtics. But who are you?
Yeah.
Who you taking out? Someone's got to go.
Number 8, got the New York Knicks. And I feel like a lot of these, when we get to to be honest, I'll keep it real. 3 through 8 could all be, they could all, the New York Knicks could be as high as number 3. They can be as low as number 8. The Chicago Bulls can be high as number 3. They can be as low as number 8. The Boston Celtics high as 3. It's so even I feel like this year, it's just we're giving you our top 8 of what we think. But it's just after the Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets, all these teams are very interchangeable for seeding wise. That's why it may not even. I feel like this year, for the Eastern Conference, seeding ain't gonna matter. That 3 to 8, it ain't gonna really matter for that first round.
I think that's how I felt about 4 through 8 in the West. After the Jazz, the Suns, and the Lakers, it's the 4 seed could literally finish the 9th or 10th seed. But yeah, so those are all right. So that's the Eastern Conference preview. You texted me.
Texting them.
You want to run these downs?
Run them down. MVP. Kevin Durant is winning the MVP this year. He's already getting the narrative. They already pushed it. They already got it going. I love KD. I think he's the best player in the world. But once people in the media gets a hold of something and start saying yo, Kyrie Irving is really hurting the Brooklyn Nets championships opportunity. Once I heard that, I'm like, damn, Kevin Durant really they already got this agenda going for Kevin Durant to kind of get the MVP now. He deserve it, of course, but it's just we know the NBA is about storylines. So if you come in and without Kyrie Irving, let's say Kyrie Irving decides to, after game 25 to get the vaccination and comes back, or he doesn't come back at all this year. Who knows? It's just people are going to be yo, Kevin Durant had to deal with the Kyrie Irving situation. He had to deal with playing without Kyrie, even though he had James Harden, but he still had more responsibilities on his shoulders and stuff like that. That's why I think MVP, Kevin Durant. Or in second place, if there's a guy that can challenge Kevin Durant, I think it's Luka Doncic if the Dallas Mavericks become a top 3 seed or top 4 seed. But I'm gonna say Kevin Durant for MVP.
So my MVP pick for this year is my MVP pick for this year is gonna be Giannis, because just realistically, there's only 3 guys that I can really see winning it: LeBron, KD, or Giannis. Just when we talk about winning being a huge factor, even if you think Luka can win it, they would have to finish in the top 3. And that's not something that I feel like is a guarantee or a shoo-in. I feel like it's a guarantee that Kevin Durant and Giannis are going to finish top 3. I feel like if the Lakers stay healthy, it's a guarantee that the Lakers will finish top 3, right? But you can make the case that, the Mavs might finish 7th,
Yeah.
So, I mean, my pick for this year to win it is Giannis. He'll be 3-time MVP by the age of 27. So that's what I'm going with.
Defensive Player of the Year. Anthony Davis, I think this is if he can stay healthy, I think this is the year he finally gets that award that he deserves. And hopefully, if Anthony Davis has the season I'm predicting him to have, I think we're going to be talking about another player as that best player in the world, has a case. If he has the season I think he's going to have.
Honestly, I hate to double up, but I also don't care. I'm going to say Anthony Davis, too. Just because this year I think it's going to be a little bit different in terms of the pressure that's on him. You add Russ, right, who's another guy who can, give you 20, 22 points a game or whatever, which means that Anthony Davis now can spend more of his time focusing on the defensive end. Not to say that he wasn't beforehand, of course, but we all know that, when there's a huge gap between your top two players and then everybody else, you got to, put the ball in the basket. That takes some energy out of you. But now that having Russ, I think will allow him to play a little bit more loose and freely on the defensive end. So I got 82 at Defensive Player of the Year.
No problem.
And I see another award on here that is going to go to a name that I don't like saying, but I don't have a choice. But go ahead. What's the next one? 6 Man of the Year?
6 Man of the Year.
Trez. I beat you to it. I don't know if you're going to say him, but I'm going to say Trez.
No, I'm definitely not saying him. I'm not. Nah, Trez is not winning the 6 Man of the Year because this team not going to be fighting for their lives trying to get a play-in situation. So I don't see that happening. Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero has a great opportunity to win the 6 Man of the Year this year. I think it's time. I think if you look at the Miami Heat roster, Tyler Hero is probably the best at just maybe creating off the dribble. I know Jimmy Butler is pretty solid, but probably creating off the dribble and just going to get a bucket. Tyler Hero, he has the confidence, he has the swagger. I just think he has to put it together. I think it was hard to living off that hype and those expectations that I was telling the entire world stop it. You don't want to do that to this player. You don't want to do this to this young player when you got people mentioning them and saying being better than Devin, higher than Devin Booker's on the same level as Devin Booker stuff. You don't want to do that. Now he has a year with all that bullshit and nobody's really talking about all those things. Would you rather start your franchise with John Morant or Zion? You start Tyler Hero over him? All that nonsense. I think that this is a year where he's going to really have a great impact for the Miami Heat and be that shot creator that they need this upcoming season. He's my 6 Man of the Year pick.
Yeah. That's an interesting pick, interesting take, I'll say. But I go with Trez just because of, again, opportunities. I think that team is very balanced, which I think is probably a good thing for him. Obviously, things didn't really work out with the Lakers, but I'm excited to see what he'll bring to the table for the Washington Wizards. It's a new team, new city, or new district, I guess. Playing for a team that might be borderline playoffs. That ultimately means, games are going to matter. And he's going to have to play too. And I don't really see him
Are games going to really
fighting.
Matter?
Well, yeah, if you're fighting for a play-in, games are going to matter.
Them games don't really matter if you fight for a play-in.
I guess depending on who you ask. All
right.
But Roy,
Rookie of the Year. Who you got?
I see. So my pick for Rookie of the Year is going to be Cade. And I know we go back and forth on him or Jalen, but to me it comes down to opportunities. And the only reason why I'm saying Cade over Jalen is for whatever reason is because of Kevin Porter Jr.
Yep.
And it's not and that's not a bad thing. You feel me? I just think that with that backcourt and with his speaking of KPJ's ability to score, that just naturally takes away from the other player. And that doesn't mean that they can't work together. That's not me saying that they're not going to win games, but in terms of stats, only one of y'all can put the ball in the hoop. That's I mean, they're both going to be playing well together, but in terms of opportunities, if I got one guy who get more of them and y'all both talented, I'm gonna go with Cade.
And Kevin Porter Jr. is going to have the ball in his hands more than Jalen Green.
Jalen Green's
playing the 2 guard spot. He's going to be playing off ball as well. He can handle Jalen Green can have the ball in his hands, but he's an off guard, shooting guard. That's what he's going to be playing. So for that reason alone, I'm going with Cade Cunningham as well because I feel like I said, we talked about it earlier, Detroit Pistons, 15-5-5, 17-5-5. People are going to look at those stats and be like, damn, Jalen Green may be averaging 20 points per game, but what else is he doing on the basketball court? I'm telling you, that's how they're going to see things. People love well-rounded players. That's just what it is, and that's why Cade Cunningham is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Player of the Year. Now, this is not an NBA award. This is no pump fakes award.
So, all right. So, explain what you mean to the lovely people and myself.
Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year is basically the best offensive, like.
Don't say Player of the Year. No, I'm saying like Offensive Player of the Year is basically the best offensive player of the year.
No, I was gonna say the guy that on a nightly basis has to put up numbers to help their team succeed and to reach the play-in or situations like that.
Bro, this might be a unanimous decision. Come on now. I don't know why you put this on here. Stephen Curry. What the hell? Maybe you could have said Bradley Beal or Luka, but come on.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like when people, have seen the most recent play of Jordan Poole, you might think, all right, maybe, he's got some help. But, bro, we just talked about Stephen Curry having 40 points in a preseason game. You don't think that I'm finna say Stephen Curry about to win Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Come on.
I'm going to roll with Jason Tatum.
No.
I'm going to roll with Jason Tatum because I feel like Jason Tatum's going to have to be fighting for his life, too, as well. And Jaylen Brown's going to be along the ride as well. So I feel like Jason Tatum's going to be putting up a lot of 40-point games, a couple 50-point games here and there. So I just feel like and also probably in the Eastern Conference, like it's a bloodbath now as well. I just feel like he's going to have to put up a lot of crazy nights in numbers and stats. So I'm going to roll with Jason Tatum. But of course, like you said, Stephen Curry definitely got to have the edge.
Yeah, and there's not
offensive player of the year.
Yeah. All right, so was it defensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, you said this was a no-brainer.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes. Next. Like, you said it was a no-brainer. Yeah.
If Davion Mitchell gets playing time, Davion Mitchell, yes, defensive Rookie of the Year. Davion Mitchell, lockdown stud, already right now, maybe a top 10 guard when we talk about defensively. Just guarding. Like, that brother's a stud. He's a defensive stout.
That's my turnover. That's my turnover.
Yeah.
That's my turnover.
It ain't gonna be as easy as
my turnover. You're right. I'm gonna still go with Scott. Oh, that's my turnover.
Yeah.
That's my turnover.
He's special. He Drew Holiday offensively. If
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, but like defensively, like his defense ability, snout defender, quick off his feet. Even guys try to create off the dribble, he still can get to his spots and beat them to get to their spots. Davion Mitchell is special defensively, so it ain't Scotty Barnes special defensively as well. That's one of them.
That's on me. The only reason why I said it was question was because I unfortunately had forgot about Davion. It wasn't because I didn't think he was like that. Davion's like that.
I don't blame you playing in Sacramento. It's a lot of people that's gonna forget about it.
Well, you know what though? That might be the problem though. You know, is the fact that, he out there in, where people ain't watching. But definitely love his game. Especially when we talk about defensive Rookie of the Year. That's on me. So public apology on my end. But those two guys though. I'm still going Scotty Barnes because I ain't taking my answer back. But shout out to him.
Defensive Anchor of the Year. This is not, because I look at Defensive Player of the Year. Me personally, I look at guys that are supposed to actually guard. So Defensive Anchor of the Year is probably the guys that are winning Defensive Player of the Year, like a Rudy Gobert, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, guys that are really great being that lead defensive anchor and, calling out all types of defensive stuff. You know how they do in the background.
All right,
Draymond Green and stuff like, yeah.
So who you got? Who you going with?
I put Draymond Green, of course. I think Draymond Green's the best defensive anchor in the game. Like, help side, always running around the basketball court, guarding players at times and stuff like that. Being loud on the defensive side. People don't understand like the importance of being loud defensively and yelling and screaming like, "Yo, my man's over here!" Like, no, back door. Screen coming. All that stuff. That's why I look at, and I say Draymond Green, defensive anchor of the year.
It's funny. So when we talk about defensive anchor of the year, right? The most common names you might hear is, as you mentioned, Draymond Green. Now see Rudy Gobert. You know who I'm gonna go with though?
And Giannis as well.
Okay, Giannis too. Yeah. And even like if you know who I'm gonna go with though, who my pick is gonna be? Patrick Beverley. And the reason why I say this, right? New team, new situation. You know what Pat Bev is like defensively, but previously he was playing with guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who we already knew were established defensively. But now, right? Especially if we think the Timberwolves gonna make the playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna have to bring that dog in them. He's gonna have to bring that dog in them in terms of the intensity and just overall raising the defensive level for the Timberwolves. So I got Pat Bev as defensive anchor of the year.
That's not a bad pick. He be running around like Russ say, doing nothing sometimes. But I ain't mad at the pick. Well, I'm just
saying again, based off your question and the word we're using, anchor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yep. I'm not mad at it. Most improved player of the year, Kevin Porter Jr. for me. I think Kevin Porter Jr. for me. That's what I'm going with.
I can't get with that only because he's young.
Yeah,
I'm always iffy on
B.I. was young too.
Yeah, but narratives.
True.
Okay, damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if it's possible, and I don't know if the media will give it to him. And I don't even know if it's likely it'll happen. But you know who I'm gonna go with? Let me make sure I'm not, forgetting them by Markelle Fultz.
Is he gonna be back healthy? Is he gonna be back healthy?
I want him to. So yes, I want him to. Look, man, there's very few active players in the league that have, I feel like, gone through what Markelle has gone through. I feel like physically and probably mentally too. So, if he can kind of bounce back, man, I think that would be a special, special story.
Another guy, before I was going to say Kevin Porter Jr., Karis LeVert. If you can say it.
Another guy. Yeah. Bro, remember Kendrick Perkins asked us, like, who do you think has the best story, like in league history? Like I mentioned Jeff Green. He mentioned Kobe. And, I mean, right now I think Karis LeVert is probably one of those. People as well. So, because I mean, look, I think KD has mentioned how Karis's game.
He just got to stay on the court. He's like, he's talented. He just got to stay on the court.
Yeah.
Upcoming star.
I'm gonna let you knock this one out first.
I was thinking about Jordan Poole. He looks special.
Oh, that's cheating. You gotta give me somebody else. Come on.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. I was thinking about Jordan Poole. I'm going with Cam Reddish. He's here. You should have known this from rip. Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish may have an opportunity if he gets enough minutes to show that competing for a 6th Man of the Year award. If he gets enough minutes, if he can beat out some of those guys in front of him in the rotation, which I think is possible because he's more talented, more skilled. So it's just kind of like confidence is just everything with Cam.
Okay. Agree with it. Upcoming star on my end. Those 3 guys, the Shea, the Collins, the Aarons, people already know about those. I'm not going to say a rookie because then it's like they're not really upcoming. Kobe White is coming to mind, but I'm not going to say him because he's surrounded, with a crowded-ass backcourt. I don't want to say him about the Celtics. I got someone, but I don't want to say this person. I'm going to. RJ Barrett.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick at all.
Obviously, again, man, I already mentioned before the idea of Zion, people going back and forth with those two. Shout out to South Carolina. You feel me? But I'm gonna go with RJ, and they're gonna need that too, right? Like I think if the Knicks really want to take that next step, and I know, they got the 4th seed, and they didn't have high expectations going into last season, I'll say. But if they really want to make some noise and possibly get the 3rd seed, I'll stop there. But get the 3rd seed, RJ is going to have to take that next step, which I think he can. So that's who I got.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Was that Coach of the Year? Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I thought you was going to say DeJounte Murray.
Nah, just because I think San Antonio is going to have a rough year, and I think it's tough.
Johnson. They got a couple players on.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's tough to say a guy's an upcoming star, but then he's not getting dubs. So that's the only thing that was kind of
That's true. Coach of the Year, I'm rolling with Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, I know you feel best coach in the world or the league.
Him or Steve Nash.
I like the Steve Nash pick, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like it too.
I don't want to go with the same one as you, but hold on.
Hey, it is what it is. Great minds think alike. You should be honored to think what I think.
Oh, this who in the hell?
Should be honored to think what I think. That means you already on point.
Monty Williams.
Okay, I dig it.
We're big Monty Williams fans on this side. If he can bring them boys back to the finals, Monty Williams. Let's get it going. That's who my pick is. So yeah, y'all. We Western Conference preview, as well as the overall NBA season predictions.
Eastern Conference preview. Eastern Conference preview.
What did I say? Western Conference?
This is really the 2021 22 NBA season preview.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, Eastern. Yeah, Eastern. That just goes to let you know how focused I am on the Los Angeles Lakers being on the Western Conference and winning the NBA Finals. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh, I didn't say, I'm picking to win the NBA Finals. When we get up. NBA Finals 2022 NBA Finals champions will be the Los Angeles Lakers.
All right then. Let's get out of
here.
All right, y'all. Peace. And we're going to see y'all start the season.
It's your boy, Ahmad K. Smith, also known as A-Kiss. Make sure you guys go follow No Pump Fakes wherever you get your podcasts.